Have you ever had that feeling where you just feel off, like your day just feels off? You wake up and it feels like when you go to your friend's house and you fall asleep and you wake up and you forget you were there, and then you realize you're at your friend's house and nobody else is awake, and it's Tuesday 2008 and you're like 7, and then you're like low-key scared and you kind of cry a little bit. Yeah, I understand. But I want to talk about that today. I want to talk about how whenever you feel weird, you get in that kind of state that you feel off, you can have an anchor point that sets you back and get you back on track. I want to talk about these disciplines you can create that allow you to, I guess, go back to normal. And these are things that you do every single day, no excuses, because you have to do them every day for them to actually be legit, for them to actually be there. And if you kind of want to click off the video, fuck you. I'm just playing. If you want to click off the video, if you're thinking about, man, I don't really want to listen to none of this, then you're just going to continue feeling like that. You know what I'm saying? The day before school starts, you're going to feel like that. The day after your grandpa dies, you're going to feel like that. And it's just going to keep happening. So I recommend staying and watching and just helping yourself grow. Anyways, with that out the way, I've created this system of habits that I do every day that allow me to keep myself feeling normal whenever everything just kind of feels off. It allows me to have an anchor point, something to go back to, just to feel like myself. And essentially, core disciplines, or they could be called keystone habits, they're disciplinary actions that you do every single day, no matter what, no excuses. And these allow you to stay grounded and just anchor yourself. And I know I've said that a million times, but it's just what it does. For example, I do my morning routine every single day, no matter what. Like, I could wake up at, let's say it's 12 o'clock at night, and I have work at 7 o'clock. No matter what, like, I don't give a fuck. I'm still waking up at 5 o'clock to do my morning routine before work. And I'm aware that sleep is so important. I probably know how much more important it is than you do. But for the sake of keeping that habit alive, I'm gonna sacrifice the sleep. Because keeping that habit alive like that, it's so powerful for your mind. It's crazy. And if you watched the previous video, I talked about how I'm a virgin. And to be honest, that's one of my core habits too. That's literally a core habit of mine. But that one's easy now because I don't even get urges anymore. So it's almost just like something that's not even a part of me. It's a fap, you know what I mean? Just to confuse you even more, bro, I'm gonna throw out some facts to make me look smart, because y'all don't know what the credibility I have is, so I'm just gonna sound smart because I read 2 books about habits. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, about 95% of everything you do in your life comes from your subconscious mind, and your subconscious mind is where all of your habits lie. For example, you don't think about breathing, you don't think about walking, you don't think about which leg you step with to get out of a chair, you don't think about drinking water, swallowing. Like, you don't think about the way you write anymore. At first you did, but now it's a habit. It's habitualized in your mind, so it's in your subconscious mind, and you don't think about it anymore. Like, think about how complex tying your fucking shoe is, bro. But you don't even think about it, you just do it. Like, it's crazy. Also, 40% of our daily actions are derived from our habits, they're not decisions. Like, when you wake up, certain things you do, you don't decide it, it's a habit. The way you cook your eggs, it's a habit. The way you put up your dishes, the way you dry your dishes, it's a habit. Scientists have found that replacement of just one set of neurological patterns can overhaul all of them. And this is according to Charles Duhigg from The Power of Habit. He experimented a fuck ton. I don't know, right? He just knew so many scientists, and he got so much studies and stuff. In the book I read, The Power of Habit, it's a great book. I recommend it. Use my code in the description because I get 10 cents when you buy it through my description. I'm just playing. But yeah, habits are pretty powerful. They quite literally run your life. With that said, you can implement simple core habits in your life, and it'll significantly change your life for the better. And what you can also do with these habits is what I like to call habit stacking, and I learned habit stacking from Atomic Habits. I don't remember the author, but I just know that I learned habit stacking from Atomic Habits. And what that is you stack habits with your core habit. So you have a core habit, and then you put a habit over that habit, and you keep building up with stacking your habits. For example, I know it sounds confusing as fuck, and I'm really bad at explaining that, so this will just clear it up. In the morning, I wake up and I meditate. Right after I meditate, I stack that habit of meditating with writing my gratitude journal, and I stack that habit with reading my book, etc., etc. You get the point, but that concept is for a different video. Like, core habits don't only help you stay centered in your life and help you have an anchor point. They also just make creating habits and shit like that. Like, they make creating habits so much more tangible. They make it like super organized, because when you have core habits, the fact that those habits are even in place makes other habits so much easier to form, because you already have habits there. You already have just that as a part of your life. Like, habits are a part of you now. And according to Charles Duhigg, habits are contagious. So just changing a key habit, such as, let's say you get up every 5 minutes, go get a cookie, bro. You're a fat fuck, you know what I'm saying? But let's say you replace that with getting an apple. Naturally, you're gonna start probably working out more, probably eating healthier. Like, doing one thing leads to another. Let's say you eat the apple rather than the cookie every day, you're naturally going to be more inclined to make healthy lifestyle choices. And this means that creating core habits that you never have to worry about not doing will allow you to create healthy habits that make success easier. Creating core habits gets your mind in that good state. It gets your mind in that state of creating habits. And when you create these good habits and you do those good habits, your mind wants to create more because it's enjoying the growth. Like, you're gonna enjoy it. Your mind's gonna enjoy it, and it's gonna want to create more habits, bro. And it's gonna be fucking awesome. So for me, I have 3 core habits as of now that I do. The first one is no fap. The second one is I read every day, and the third one is my morning routine. So those 3 things I do always, no matter what. And the reason why I use these for my core habits is because they're relatively easy for me to create, but my mind is still aware that they're habits, because I still have to do them, you know what I mean? So my mind still understands that they're habits. And these habits really just allow me to stay grounded, and it makes it easier to just create more habits. You might be kind of confused on what kind of habits you should create. So a few that I would highly recommend, and they're all beautiful habits. These aren't just some bozo evergreen habits that are kind of whack. They're evergreen habits that are actually good. So I'd recommend cold showers, making your bed every day, and reading daily. Those are like a few that are really good core habits, especially making your bed. It's so easy to do, bro. You wake up and you make your bed. Like, at first it's like, fuck, gotta make my bed. But after you do it for a while, you literally don't think about it. Like, Cody editing this, and I know that made him think, damn, bro, I didn't even realize I made my bed this morning. I know it sounds like a stride to do all this, but trust me, you got it. Like, I know you can start changing your life today, because building brick by brick is essentially how you grow. Just implementing certain shit in your life, just small, gradual, consistent improvements in your life is going to make the great change. Not trying to climb over the big ass brick wall that you always try to do and relapse on. And during this process, you'll grow along the way, and you'll find out things about yourself that you didn't even know before. Like, you'll realize certain shit about your mind and habits that you have, and you'll be like, damn, bro, that's crazy. Like, that's just kind of how it is. And if you want to put core habits in your life, I would recommend, like, this is an actual recommendation for progressive overload, because you don't want to just put 3 habits right off the bat and be like, fuck. You're likely gonna like burn out of those and be like, damn, bro, I don't want to do this anymore. So I'd recommend putting a pretty easy one, doing it for a week, and then stacking it with another habit. It doesn't even have to be stacked. It could just be, you could implement another core habit and do that for a week until you got both of them down, and they're both kind of habits, and then maybe add another one. And I would recommend having 2 to 4 core habits that you can build on, because after you have those, you can build even better habits from those core habits. You know what I'm saying? So that's pretty much it. That's all I really had to say. I want to end off by saying your mind doesn't know the difference between small and big success. It's your mind works on ones and zeros. So when it gets something good, it's a one. Something bad, it's a zero. So if you were to make $1 million, that's a one. But if you were to eat an apple instead of a cookie, that's also a one. They're both successes. You determine whether it's big or not. So make these core habits something that you're super proud of yourself for. Make it to where you see it as a huge success, because you ultimately determine how big that success is. Your mind just determines whether it is a success, but you determine how big the success is. So with that said, I appreciate you watching this video, because you just spent time that you'll never ever get back. But the good thing is you spent that time watching something meaningful, and I want you to take action from this video. I want you to implement a core habit right now. Write down a core habit right now. Something, and trust me, you're gonna grow. And I just want to see you evolve.